All right, so today we're diving headfirst into AI trading. And, specifically this software called CyNera
Uh-huh.
is a trading robot, right? And the big claim here is that it's cracked the code of gold trading using artificial intelligence.
Yeah, big claims.
Big claims. Now, you've been clever. You've sent us a bunch of info on CyNera from the MetaTrader market.
You've done your homework.
So product descriptions, user reviews, all that good stuff.
The whole 9 yards.
So we're here to kind of sift through all of that and figure out if CyNera is the real deal or just another one of those,
Overhyped robots.
yeah, exactly, overhyped robots that, promise you the moon and
Leave you hanging.
yeah, exactly. So why don't we kick things off by just looking at those bold claims that CyNera makes, right? I mean, the product descriptions, they make it sound pretty amazing.
Hmm.
Optimized for gold trading on the XAUSD pair, designed for, get this, both newbies and seasoned pros.
Oh, wow, that's a big one.
Yeah, right. A minimum investment of just $100 and compatible with both MetaTrader 4 and 5.
Well, you got to love that, right? I mean, catering to both novice and experienced traders, that's an interesting angle, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of these trading robots, they can be really tough to get a handle on, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So seeing how user-friendly CyNera actually is, that's going to be key for us to figure out.
Absolutely. But before we get into that, maybe we should look under the hood, so to speak.
Crack it open.
Yeah, see what's driving this, supposed gold trading guru.
Right.
And I gotta say, the AI tech that they're using, at least, on paper, it's pretty impressive.
So what are they boasting about?
Yeah, right. So first of all, it's not just one AI thing. It's like a whole bunch of them.
Oh, really? Like a whole cocktail of
Yeah,
AI?
it's like an AI dream team almost, right?
Okay, interesting.
So you've got these things called neuroevolutionary networks.
Okay, I've heard of those.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't those the ones that kind of like evolve over time?
Yeah. They evolve and refine trading strategies, and it happens over time. And they adapt to those crazy swings we see in the gold market all the time.
Like a chameleon changing its colors to blend in.
Yeah, exactly. Like a chameleon, right?
Very cool.
It's like having a robot trader that's constantly learning and getting smarter with each trade.
That's the dream, right? A robot that never stops learning.
Yeah. So then they've also got these things called echo state networks or ESNs.
Okay, now those are a bit more technical.
They are a bit more technical. Those are like the pattern recognition specialists, right?
So they're the ones sifting through all that historical data.
Huge amounts. Yeah, to identify recurring trends and then hopefully, right,
Hopefully.
predict future price movement.
Like a detective piecing together clues,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But instead of a crime scene, they're looking at charts and numbers.
Yeah, exactly. So then there are these transformer networks, and you might have heard of these because they're used in language processing a lot.
Oh,
But in CyNera, they're applied to analyze market sentiment from news and economic events.
wow, that's really going beyond the numbers.
Yeah. So it's not just number crunching. It's actually trying to read the mood of the market, right? Like some kind of AI psychologist or something.
So it's taking into account all the news and the chatter and, oh, what's happening in the world.
Exactly, exactly. And then last but not least, they've got these big hitters called generative adversarial networks or GANs.
GANs?
Yeah, and these are brought in to really stress test CyNera's strategies, right? They simulate all sorts of market scenarios, even those crazy black swan events.
The ones that nobody sees coming.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
they're putting this thing through boot camp, basically.
Yeah, through the ringer to see if it can handle, the pressure.
I mean, that's good, though, right? I mean, that focus on robustness, that's a good sign. Shows they're thinking about risk.
Yeah, for sure. So essentially, right, what we've got here is CyNera's AI engine is like this well-oiled machine with all these different components working together. You've got adaptability, pattern recognition, sentiment analysis, and then that rigorous stress testing on top of it.
So on paper, it does sound pretty impressive.
It does, right.
But, of course, the big question is, how does all of this translate into real-world trading?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we really want to find out.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to dive into in the next part of this deep dive. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, so before we get all excited about CyNera's fancy AI, I think it's important to,
Yeah.
remember that there are limitations, right?
Yeah, right.
AI isn't this, magic solution.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't guarantee profits, no matter how good it sounds.
And no magic bullet. Yeah.
Exactly. And AI systems, they can be amazing,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, they're only as good as the data that they're trained on.
Right.
And the markets, well, they're notoriously unpredictable, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you can't just look at past performance,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's analyzed by some, supercomputer.
Yeah.
It doesn't guarantee you'll make money in the future.
Yeah, no crystal ball.
Exactly. And we have to think about the fact that AI can be susceptible to biases, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And unexpected market behavior.
Uh-huh.
Like, think about gold, right?
Yeah.
It's a complex thing.
It is.
You've got global economics, you've got geopolitics, investor sentiment, all these things playing a role.
Right.
And even the smartest AI can't perfectly predict all of that.
No, it can't predict the future.
Exactly. So, yeah, CyNera's AI sounds promising, but let's keep our feet on the ground.
Yeah, realistic expectation.
Exactly. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about CyNera's trading strategies, right?
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Because they say they use a whole bunch of different approaches.
Yeah.
Breakout strategies, retracement, trend following.
Right, so it's like a whole toolbox.
Yeah, exactly. Like a toolbox of strategies.
So why so many? I mean, what's the thinking there?
Well, it's all about adapting, right? Adapting to different market conditions.
Yeah.
Think of it like driving a car,
Yeah, sure.
You're going up a mountain, winding road. You got to shift gears, change your speed.
Right, depending on the terrain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what CyNera is trying to do with these different strategies.
Okay, so like if the market's suddenly spiking,
Yeah.
maybe Sinner would use a breakout strategy?
Exactly. Try to catch those quick profits.
Okay, and if it's a more, steady climb,
Well, then maybe a trend following strategy.
right, ride the wave.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And if there's a sudden dip,
A correction.
maybe a retracement strategy.
Sell low, sell high. Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
So it's trying to be, versatile, handle all these different situations.
Right, a jack of all trades.
But the question is it a master of any, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's one thing to have all these tools,
Right.
but can it actually pick the right one at the right time?
Yeah, good point.
And that's where the AI's decision-making really comes into play.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
Exactly. Now, besides the strategies themselves, we got to talk about risk management.
Yes, of course. That's always crucial. You always say.
Always. Because you can have the best strategy in the world,
Uh-huh.
but if you don't manage your risk,
Yeah.
you can still lose everything.
Right. Wipe out your account.
And to CyNera's credit, they do seem to have thought about this.
Okay, so what kind of risk management features are we talking about?
Well, they mention using stop-loss orders and take-profit orders.
Right, those are kind of the basics.
The essentials, yeah. Basically, they're like automated safeguards
Okay.
to help limit your losses and lock in your profits.
Right, like safety nets.
Exactly. So if you set a stop-loss, your trade will automatically close
Uh-huh.
if the price drops to a certain level, so you don't keep losing money.
Right, I get it.
And then take profit, that's the opposite.
Okay.
It'll sell when the price hits your target.
So you automatically lock in your gains.
Exactly. It's like having, a robot bodyguard looking after your trades,
I like that.
making sure things don't go haywire.
Yeah.
And they also talk about using trailing stops
Trailing stops, now those are a bit more advanced.
a bit more, yeah. Think of it like this. You're climbing a mountain,
Okay.
and you have a safety rope.
Uh-huh.
As you climb higher, the rope follows you, right?
Yeah.
So you're protected if you slip.
Okay.
Trailing stops are kind of like that.
So they move up with your trade.
Exactly. So your stop loss adjusts as you make more profit.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you're still protected from a sudden reversal.
Right. But you can still ride the trend as long as it lasts.
Precisely. And importantly, they say they avoid using risky techniques like martingale.
Oh, yeah, martingale. That's the one where you double down every time you lose, right?
Yeah. And it might sound tempting,
Yeah.
but it can be incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, it's like playing with fire.
Exactly.
Mm.
You might win a few times, but if you hit a losing streak,
Oh, man.
it can get out of control really fast.
Like a snowball effect, yeah.
Exactly. So it's good that CyNera avoids that kind of high-risk strategy,
Definitely a good sign.
focusing on sensible risk management.
So we've talked about the AI, the strategies, the risk management,
Uh-huh.
but what about the actual results?
Ah, yes, the million-dollar question.
Sinner claims proven performance from all this back testing.
Right, a decade of back testing.
Should we take their word for it?
Well, back testing can be useful,
Uh-huh.
but it's not a guarantee.
No.
It's like practicing your golf swing,
Okay.
You can practice on a simulator all day long,
Yeah.
but it's not the same as being out there on the course.
With the wind and the rain and...
Exactly.
Yeah.
All those real-world variables.
So we have to take the back testing results with a grain of salt.
Definitely. Past performance doesn't always equal future success.
Right, and that's where user reviews come in, I guess.
Yeah, we've got those reviews from the MetaTrader market.
Right, and it's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah, some people are raving about the profits.
Mm.
Others are a bit more cautious, maybe even skeptical.
So how do we make sense of that?
Well, remember, reviews are subjective, right?
Uh-huh.
Different traders have different risk tolerances,
Right.
different experiences, different expectations.
So it's like, reading restaurant reviews.
Exactly. One person loves spicy food, gives it 5 stars.
Yeah.
Another person can't handle the heat, gives it 1 star.
Right, so everyone's got their own taste.
Exactly. And in trading, those individual differences,
Yeah.
they really influence how people perceive a robot's performance.
So someone might have just gotten lucky with CyNera,
It's possible.
hit a winning streak right off the bat,
Uh,
while someone else, might have had a string of losses.
Could be bad luck, could be market conditions, who knows?
Yeah, it's tough to say.
So reviews can be helpful,
Uh-huh.
but you got to read them critically, right?
Yeah, think about the context.
Exactly. Now, one thing I noticed in the reviews
Okay.
was the difference between the MT4 and MT5 versions.
Yeah, the MT5 version seems way more popular.
Way more. More purchases, more reviews.
So what's the deal with that?
Well, it could be that the MT5 version is just better.
Right.
Maybe it's more effective. Maybe it's easier to use.
Hmm.
Maybe they're just marketing it better. Who knows?
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Okay, so we've talked about the AI, the strategies, the risk management, the reviews.
What else is there?
Well, how about the user experience?
Ah, yes, that's important.
Yeah.
Because they make a big deal about CyNera being user-friendly.
Right, even for beginners.
Exactly. And that's crucial.
Yeah.
Because even if you have this amazing AI,
Yeah.
if you can't figure out how to use the software,
It's useless.
totally useless. It's like having a fancy sports car,
Uh-huh.
but not knowing how to drive stick shift.
You're not going anywhere fast.
Exactly. So let's see what CyNera offers in terms of user experience.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
They talk about these optimized default settings.
Right, supposedly easy for beginners.
So you can basically plug and play.
Okay.
You don't need to be a coding expert or a trading pro.
Right.
You can just get started with the default settings.
So it's like, I don't know, like a preset driving mode in a car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Automatic
You
transmission.
just hop in and go.
Exactly. But for those who want more control,
Mm-hmm.
they do offer customization options.
Okay.
So experienced traders can fine-tune things.
So if you know what you're doing,
Yeah, you can tweak the settings.
like switching to manual transmission.
Exactly. More control over the experience.
So you can really tailor it to your trading style.
Precisely.
Mm.
And they also mention having a comprehensive user manual
Okay.
and a dedicated support team.
So if you run into trouble,
You've got help. And that's important.
yeah, for sure.
Because even experienced traders might have questions.
Of course.
So having that support is crucial.
It's like having a mechanic on call.
Exactly. Now, before we wrap this up, I think it's worth mentioning
Uh-huh.
CyNera is still a relatively new product.
Okay. Right.
It has potential.
Yeah.
The AI is cool. The risk management seems good.
Okay.
But we need more data.
Yeah, it's still early days.
Exactly. We need more real-world trading data,
Yeah.
more independent analyses, more user feedback over time.
So more research is needed.
Always. Do your due diligence before you invest any money.
Absolutely. Sound advice.
And in the next part, we'll wrap things up.
Okay.
Offer some final thoughts to help you evaluate CyNera.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Okay, so we're back for the final part of our CyNera deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we?
Yeah, we've really gone through it. The AI, the strategies, the risk management, what users are saying.
It's a lot to process, right?
It is. And, when you're dealing with a new technology like this, especially one that, promises to make you money,
Right.
it's important to step back and see the bigger picture, to think critically.
Yeah, especially in the world of AI trading. There's so much hype, right?
Oh, tons of hype. It's easy to get caught up in it all and think, oh, I'm going to be rich. AI is going to do it all for me.
Yeah, we've all seen those ads, right? Make millions on autopilot. But like we've been saying, no trading system, no matter how fancy the AI.
Can guarantee profits.
Exactly. The market's just too unpredictable.
Right. Even the smartest AI can't see everything coming.
No, it can't predict the future.
Exactly. So before you invest any money, you really got to do your research.
Due diligence, right?
Exactly. Research the company, try to understand the tech, look at the performance claims. Don't just take their word for it.
And remember, user reviews are just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Yeah, look for independent analyses, real trading data, compare it to other products out there.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Diversify. Explore different strategies, different assets, maybe even try a few different AI tools.
And the world of AI trading is changing so fast.
It is. It's constantly evolving.
So you got to stay curious, keep learning.
Absolutely. That's your best defense against getting swept up in all the hype.
Okay, so let's sum this all up, right? What are the key takeaways for our listeners when it comes to CyNera and AI trading in general?
Okay, well, first and foremost, AI is a tool, not a magic wand.
Right. It can help you, but it can't do everything for you.
Exactly. You still need your own knowledge, your own experience, your own judgment.
And never forget risk management, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Crucial. No system is perfect.
So protect your capital, set those stop loss, and take profit levels. Avoid those super risky strategies.
Don't get greedy. Those promises of quick riches, they often lead to big losses.
Yeah, slow and steady wins the race, right?
That's the idea. And another thing, don't buy into the hype, all right?
Yeah, be skeptical.
Scrutinize those marketing claims. Look for real evidence, not just promises.
And remember, AI trading is constantly changing.
Always learning. Stay curious, stay informed, keep exploring.
Who knows what amazing things are coming next, right?
Exactly. And finally, remember that your journey in AI trading,
Yeah.
it's unique, okay? What works for one person might not work for another.
Find what works for you, your style, your goals, your risk tolerance.
Exactly. So there you have it. We hope this deep dive into CyNera has
Yeah.
given you a good foundation for exploring AI trading.
It's a fascinating world out there.
It is. Remember, knowledge is power. So keep learning, keep exploring, and maybe even have some fun along the way.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
Happy trading!